genuinely good. They do a lot of interesting setups for their shots. Some of them may even be recreations from silent era films. I'm not an expert on it, but they felt really authentic. The only thing I think you could have done any different for another layer of authenticity was perhaps shoot the whole thing on film, which may not have been practical, and certainly for the runtime of 15 minutes may have been just out of budget, quite frankly. But the thing is, there were so many interesting shots and costume and stuff going on that to leave any of it out would have been just to the detriment, I think, of the entire film, because it all just really keeps you engaged in a way that you wouldn't expect for something so abstract. So all in all, I think they did a really good job at editing this together and shooting it and all of that. So yeah, definitely have a look. It's called
Silent movie was really cute. I liked the close-up shots of the apples and the film strips and the broken glass. There were some really good transitions when the children were visiting the theater, and the little girl's running her hand along the wall. I saw a lot of really nice smooth fades and introductions there, and kind of having her transparent and walking through the halls ghostly, like in memory of all these films, was kind of cool. Really effective. The costumes were great. That being said, lighting was perfect because it was all about cinema, so it has to be. It was very cinematic, I felt. Felt like cinema inception. I felt like I was enjoying watching children, enjoying watching others watching the cinema. So it was a real loop, pun intended.
Thought it was a beautiful art piece. It was artistic and abstract, and thought they did a beautiful job in shooting and pulling this piece together. They had lovely transitions, and the editing was superb on this piece. And really appreciate the filmmaker's choice to look at the simplicity of a child's mind. And I thought they did an amazing job in capturing that innocence and in filling a story with that and connecting us back to our younger side. Just thought it was beautiful.
I loved these gorgeous shadowy images, and it truly did harken back to the idea of classic cinema and paid homage to those black and white greats. Especially, it felt very like Fellini-esque. Super playful shots, amazing framing, manipulation of the frames, and exploring the themes within that. And they took one image and let us sit with it. And it did feel like discovering film for the first time. And it really captured, especially with children, like the playfulness and the creativity and the people who first got to work in this medium. So overall, I thought it was delightful and really well done, and the child actors were spot on.
Very, extremely stylized, and, with any very like heavily stylized short, there are many strong decisions that go along with it, and a lot of risks that get taken, and a lot of it requires a lot of inspiration, and I loved it. I thought it was great. It was very compelling and interesting to watch. I love the use of the sound design to help carry everything through. The black and white's always strong too. I love the use of just close-ups. It helps to draw. I feel like the filmmakers did a really great job at just drawing your eye where they wanted it to go, and leading you down a path narratively.
I think this had a very appealing and cryptic style. I don't think I got it all. It was kind of abstract, but it was very, very interesting to watch. The performance by these young performers or actors was great. I really enjoyed it, even with no words. I also liked the playing with light and music, and also the special effects of the black and white film.
A film to be experienced rather than just seen, right? And we have very distinct atmosphere that is created upon the first few seconds, even as we're introduced to this world. It's vintage. It's a clear homage to the kind of golden age of cinema as it was just up and coming. But the interesting thing, of course, is that it is populated by young people, and we're not talking 20 somethings or teenagers. We mean children. So what the purpose may be behind that stylistic choice is obviously open to interpretation. And I think that personally, one way I looked at it was how, cinema is so dependent on the generation that is utilizing it as a craft, right? So in one way or another, we're all the youth of cinema, because we're all constantly at some point learning about what was and trying to figure out what can be. And sometimes we fail. That's what I interpreted the girl, breaking the objects when they fell to the ground. Sometimes we're going to fail or slip up, or people won't really understand the cinema we've created, but there's still merit to it. We must still continue to try to create, to say things through this visual medium.